All right, gentlemen, this is Sean Paul and of Intrigue Theater and Dingo Marketing, and I just wanted to perform an autopsy on the Halloween City campaign that we did. With 6,000 people in town, people are saying they haven't seen it, the town that busy on the 27th in 20 years. So we might be onto something, given that this is the second year we've been doing the marketing. Obviously, I don't want to take anything away from what Jeff Daniels did. A brilliant guy, hardworking guy, and he deserves the lion's share of credit. But we're also, marketing this in a pretty clever way. And so I just wanted to share with you, this is the website that we created with the funds that were appropriated for the cause. Okay. Now, something that I think is pretty important to recognize is the fact that we don't just have a directory of the shows, the attractions, the events, and a great calendar, but this website was built for engagement. You can see right here, if I move myself over this way, you can see this right here. This is present on every page, and it's directing them to click on the contest page, which is why we don't want people to just look at this website. We want them to take action. We want them to register for the contest, give us their email address, and then encourage them to share the contest. The contest is set up with, the more you share it and the more your friends that you share it with share it, you get more points. So there's actually an incentive for them to share it, okay? Here's a quick look at the calendar. This costs a little something, but it's beautiful because they can go directly to the dates that they're going to be here, and they can see all the attractions that are listed on a per-day basis. And so EurekaSprings.com doesn't have anything like this. I mean, they've got that calendar, but I like this. This looks great, and you click on the date, and it'll show you populated with everything that's available for the 31 days of Halloween. Now, this is a concept that can be replicated for different seasons and different landing pages in subsequent campaigns that we create. Now, we created a contest with something called Fuel Rewards, or Rewards Fuel. And that's the contest that I was telling you about. I think this is maybe loading the testimonial here. I'm trying to find the video. Okay, so basically this is the contest that we ran, and this is what they're seeing. You would go to the landing page, and then you would say secret discounts and share with your friends. They would register. They add their email address. We get that. It goes into a MailChimp account. But then right here you see they're asked to share it, and this is the engagement. So they're not just they're not just seeing an ad. They're not just seeing an ad and going to a landing page. They're seeing an ad, going to a landing page, giving us their information, and then helping us share the word, spread it, and that's what's making this so effective. So let's show you the video that I created to promote the first contest here. Maybe we can even hear a little bit of the audio here. So there it is. It's dining, it's lodging, it's tickets to Anna. It's tickets to the Ghost Tour. It's lodging at the Benton Inn, at Le Stick, at the local flavor. So we had this, and we made a really nice graphic. And so when it was done, the system automatically chose a winner, and that winner sent us a very nice email. And here it is, right there. Yes, we had a wonderful time. It was our first time to Eureka Springs. I wear that with a badge of honor, because we're not just getting people that are already familiar with us. We're getting new people to town. We are already looking forward to going again. Again, that is our biggest goal here. The only thing we didn't get to do is lodging, since it was already booked up. We were really thankful. We won the vacation, and really had a great experience. So I would say that first contest was a home run. Not as big a home run as the second contest, which I'll share with you right now. Okay, this was it. The contest was for a table at the balcony bar at the basin overlooking the zombie parade. This was my brainchild, by the way. And I believe it was this image of the Bloody Mary that it was reached to 25,000 people. We got 2,100 engagements. Look at how many times it was shared. 160 times, 55 comments, and it was liked, loved, and surprised. Wow. 375 people. Now, the beautiful thing is that they're looking at this, and my time's almost up here, and I have yet to scratch the surface here. Some people think that they got to click here to share to be a part of it. No, they don't. But we'll take the share because they're helping spread the word. But what we really want them to do was, again, go to the website and then go through this funnel and enter in their email address and all of that. Okay, so once they did that, they enter in their email address. They're in it to win it, all right? But then they get sent this, an autoresponder where the secret discounts are unlocked. So now they're not just participating in a contest. They're getting discounts from our merchants. And I told Anna, you know, don't give away the farm. Just make it a deal for a day when you think you need help. You know, it's $5 off. They said anytime, but that was their prerogative. Steve Arnold said 20% off. You know, call Steve to get your discount. Myself, we offered tickets, but it was only for the Thursday nights in October because that's when I needed the help. Basin Park did some. Then we even had some shops downtown offering details. So this is another layer of engagement where people are receiving value for the engagement that they're giving us. What about the mailing list? Well, last year I did the same thing, and I ended up with about 55 email addresses. That shot up to almost 600 email addresses at the end, okay? Now, this audience can be used. We can send them emails directly for free through MailChimp, but then we can use this list to populate and create a custom audience in AdWords and in Facebook. I want to show you how I got to the audiences that I chose to do this. Okay, here's the end result of the AdWords campaign. You can see we spent $1,700 here. Let's go back up there. And we got 4,600 clicks, people that clicked our ads and wanted to see more. So they could look at a billboard. They could see a commercial on TV or on the radio, or they could see an ad, but that's it. We don't really know if that does anything. Here it's measurable, and we do know that we got 735,000 impressions. So those ads run, but we only get charged when they're clicked, and our average cost per engagement was 38 cents. I'd like to show you some of the audiences that I created to reach these people. It was not a shot in the dark. It wasn't just throwing it up there and praying for the best. So I created two custom affinity audiences. Now, Halloween people, what I did is I targeted people that liked these apps, ghost hunting apps, because it's the Halloween season, right? I found all of these Halloween and ghost haunted related websites, and then I picked these interests. And I also targeted people in major markets, or let's just say within a 200-mile radius or 150-mile radius range of Eureka Springs. So that was one audience. Then I also targeted people that were looking at the Zombie Parade event page because I wanted to engage them, because we had 6,000 people. I don't think anybody thought that we needed more people on the 27th, but there are probably other days in October that we could have used the help. And so I wanted to maybe spread that out. Okay, let's take a look here at my my next one. This is my this is what I was telling you about. I targeted the people that visited these websites. This is called a custom affinity audience, and a lot of people don't know that you can do this. But we put different websites down that we knew people were going to, that they were interested in, and then they started seeing our ads. And so that's where these results came from, those audiences specifically. I also, in YouTube, started running Edward Robinson's brilliant video, and that got a ton of views as well. I'm trying to keep this short and get as much into it as possible. Here's a quick snapshot of what we did for Facebook. My audiences were based on a list that was given to me from Jack Moyer, 130,000 people, their email addresses that stayed at the Crescent or the Basin. We know they know where Eureka Springs is, and we know that they like haunted hotels, so that made them a qualified audience. And so what we can do is we can not only target them, but we can also click the lookalike button. And what that does is Facebook finds people that are very similar to an audience that we know is a valid audience through 6 levels of compatibility or similarities. And so we can also market to that. So now we're getting not just people that have already been to Eureka Springs, but we want to get people that are similar to those audiences and introduce them to Eureka Springs, get newcomers in here. All right? Okay, so moving forward, the reason that I'm excited to share this with you is I feel like I'm just getting started. I enjoy the opportunity to try and help the city with the city's money. And each campaign is going to get better. I mean, I would say conservatively this year, my campaign was 10 times more effective than it was last year. Last year I got 55 email addresses. This year I got almost 600. We have better levels of engagement. The contests were great. If we can keep Lee Valens on payroll, she can go out and get the discounts and create a discount page for all the merchants in town. And she can also help create these contests that we can do sharing. And so I see something happening in the winter, maybe for the ESP weekend. Let's try and really pull people into the town for those different events that are taking place. February, I think that we should do we should run this, like 3 or 4 weeks out from Valentine's Day on YouTube, using some highly targeted audiences. You've spent the money on some brilliant content. Now let's try and promote it in the most effective manner possible. Okay, so we want to use this stuff in a very highly targeted and measurable way. So the bottom line is we want to get new visitors, not repeat visitors, because if people come to town 4 times, they're going to eat at the restaurants and they'll stay, but they're only going to probably buy souvenirs from one shop once. They're not going to keep back and buying the same thing. They're not going to come back and see my show 4 times a year unless I keep changing it, which is not practical. So it's incredibly important that we get new people coming to town. And so with things like the look-alike similar campaigns that you can do in AdWords and Facebook, I think we can really reach out. Plus, we'll let these people share the contests, and we expand our exposure free. Okay, so I work really hard to try and bring people to town to see my show. When they do, they absolutely eat somewhere, and more than likely they stay the night somewhere and they buy shops, all right, but buy at shops. I would just like to see us work together to bring in more people. And if that happens, we will all win, because I've heard from a lot of people that in town, their business is down 10 to 15% this year. We're all trying to figure out why that may be. But I think that if we take the media that Edward has so brilliantly created, it sounds like he did 6 last year, and it sounds like he's going to do some more this year. Let's really proliferate that brilliant material in as effective a manner as possible. And like I'm looking at this, he got 129 shares just off of his own page. But if we boosted this post, and I can go on and on and on, but basically I'm just willing to say I'd like to do this on a quarterly basis, create highly optimized landing pages that insist on or are geared to getting people engaged and responding, leaving their email address, signing up for the discounts around town, sharing a contest. Let's not just leave it at putting up a bunch of ads and hoping for the best. Let's really get people engaged and getting them spreading the word and get new fresh blood into town. Rick, I really appreciate the check and getting it to me in such a quick manner. And I'd love to chat with you guys more. And if you want me to print up and bring in all these the detailed analytics in detail, I'd be happy to. But I hope this serves well as an overview. Thanks so much for your attention. I really appreciate it.